Dear Grandpa, it's been long and miserable without you. Since that fateful Christmas Eve in 2014, my life hasn't been the same. I no longer have my rock to go to when I'm feeling sad or lonely or afraid, and I just need somebody to talk to sometimes. For the longest time, I thought you were my dad because my dad wasn't around. There were moments when I was a little girl that I had wished my father was there to cheer me on and to be proud of me. But I now realize as an adult, my dad was there because you would be there cheering me on and you'd have the biggest smile on your face and you'd be so proud. Some things I remember doing with you are fishing, like the fishing derby. Oh, the fishing derby. I was one of those little rascals that just wanted to participate in everything, but I didn't know how to fish, so you had to sit there and teach me. And then I remember we went to the slough later on, and I would catch a shark, and you caught a spiked stingray. I also remember watching the Bacon and Bass cartoons, Christmas classics, like Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman. We'd eat popcorn and drink hot chocolate, and I'd cuddle up next to you because it'd be so cold. And then I also remember we'd glance at the tree here and there because it was so beautiful. I also remember making DIY decorations for every holiday because we liked to decorate for the holidays, and we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up. Lastly, nothing tasted better than our fresh vegetables. I love to pick the green beans and make green beans with bacon. I'd like to pick and eat tomatoes, even though I know you'd tell me to sometimes stop because they weren't washed. And then a quality everyone says that I have that makes me just like you is my sweet tooth. Anytime I can, I want an ice cream cone with lots of chocolate. And then there was this time when I was growing up, I'd be watching this home video of me on my first birthday. And in the video, I was holding a doll. And my mom told me to go show Daddy my new doll. And instead of going to him, I went to you and I put the doll in your lap. The reason I thought you were my dad is because my dad was too busy going out to party and get high. That idea of you being my dad just made me think of that even more once my parents separated. When learning to ride a bike, though, you taught me how to ride my bike. And referring back to when I lost to having you as my rock, a good example is when my training wheels came off. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. But you were there to catch me if I fell. I wish you were still here so you can meet my fiancé, Jonathan. I think you and him would really get along if you had a chance to meet him because Jonathan enjoys gardening just like you did. The only reason I know how a good man is supposed to treat a woman is because you set that example of how you would treat my Grandma Shirley and how you would love my grandma. I also wish you were here to see me get married and to walk me down the aisle. Lastly, I wish you could see me graduate from college because you used to always tell me to stay in school and to learn as much as I could. I followed your last wish for myself to go to college and to study a career I'd love, and I graduate next year in 2020. I wish you could still be here to see me graduate, and I know you'd be sitting there next to my grandma to watch me graduate because I know you'd be so proud. That big old smile you'd have from ear to ear. would be on your face. Moments I thought my dad was gone. I was wrong. I know. It's hard for me to admit. I was wrong. Because that's just something I don't like to admit, as you know. But I was wrong because you were there. You may not have been my father biologically or by adoption, but regardless of all that, you're still my dad. I don't hate my biological father. I don't. I just never really knew him, nor do I really trust him to stay and be the father you and I both know he can be when he's sober. I'm hoping someday, though, I can have a relationship with my dad as I did with you. I love you and I miss you so dearly that I got you tattooed as a bird in your favorite colors flying into heaven because you used to draw birds and you're now also free as a bird. I love you and I will see you again someday. You will always be my father.